Hi everyone, very good evening and welcome back to Geeks for Geeks. Please give me a +1 in the chat if my voice is clearly audible to everyone and everything is working fine. Then we will start with the problem solving for today as well. So please give me a +1 everyone if my voice is clearly audible. Then we will start with the problem solving for today as well. So please give me a +1 everyone if my voice is Okay, I think audible. The voice is clearly audible, right? So basically, we'll be discussing this particular problem. Hi, Abhinav Kumar as well. So you can hit the like button, guys, if the voice is clearly audible to everyone. Now we'll be starting with this particular problem, that is count cyclic paths. So first of all, I will ask you one thing, that if I give you any problem, right, in which you have to decide, in which you have to explore all possible ways. Okay, so what comes to your mind? If I will give you any problem in which you have to decide all possible ways, then which concept comes to your mind? Please quickly tell me. The concept that comes to your mind is nothing but recursion. Correct? Please write REC in the chat. Is everyone clear with this? That recursion will come to your mind. Now, same thing we have to do in this particular problem as well. Okay. So we will be given this triangular pyramid. So basically, there are 4 points here. Okay. If you will observe, so this is 1 point, this is second point, this is third point, this is fourth point. Okay, there are 4 points here. Let me connect them like this. Okay, let's connect them properly. So let us connect this to this. Okay, and let's connect this to this. Then let's connect this to this, and let's connect this to this. Okay, so these are the points that I have now. Okay, let me use a dotted color here. Okay, and these are the dotted lines, right? So let's say this is point 0, this is A, this is B, this is C. If you have to explore all possible ways in this problem, right? So see, if you will see, so it has these vertices and a number n is given, right? So number of steps has been given. N is the number of steps. Okay, n is the number of steps. Now it says that what you have to do is, you are initially at this origin 0. Okay, you are initially at this guy 0. So you can assume that in normal terminology, I can say that this is point 0, this is point 1, let's say this is point 2, this is 3. Please write 0, 1, 2, 3 in the chat if everyone is clear. Okay, so indirectly I can say that these points are point 0, 1, 2 and 3. In terms of numbers, I can say that these points are nothing but 0, 1, 2 and 3, right? So what these people are saying is, these people are saying that you have to start from the point 0. Okay, you are initially starting from the point 0. Please write 0 in the chat everyone. Initially you are starting from where? Initially you are starting from this particular point, right? So initially you're starting from this particular point and you have to reach back again 0. Okay, so what you have to do is, your source is what? Your source point is 0. So you have to start from 0 and you have to reach 0 as well. So you have to tell that, okay, what are the total possible ways for it. Let us take this example. So let's say if I have the n value as 2. Okay, if I have the n value as 2, so if I can only take 2 steps, if n value let's say is 2, okay, so this means that I can take only 2 steps. And if I start from here, let's say if I have n is equal to 2 and I start from 0. Okay, so if I have 2 steps, so what I can do is, in one step, let's say I can go from 0 to A. Okay, and then I can come back to A to 0. Please write +1 in the chat. Is this clear? This could be one possible path. If I have only 2 steps and I have to always come back at 0, so what I can do is, I can start from 0 and then I can reach A. Okay, and then from A again I can reach 0. Is that clear? Please give me a +1 everyone. Is this point clear? Okay, everyone is clear with this, right? Now after this, there can be another path. So this is the first kind of path, right? The second path that I could have chosen is that from 0 I could have gone to C, and then from C I could have gone to B. Okay, that is what I could have done. So again, for this particular process, like since I had only 2 steps, so I could go from 0 to C and then only C, like C to 0. That is what I could have done, right? So please write +1 again if you're clear. Then again, another path that I could have chosen is, from 0 I could have gone to B, and then from B I could have gone to 0, right? So total there are 3 ways. Please write 3 in the chat. Okay, there are 3 ways, okay, in which I can start from 0. Okay, I can start as the source point as 0 and I can end the destination as 0. So there are total 3 possible ways, right? And if I have to explore all possible ways, so I have to use recursion for this. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear? So I'll be using the recursive concept here. Are you getting my point? Is everyone clear with this? If everyone is clear, guys, please hit the like button. Okay, is everyone clear that if I have to explore all possible ways, then I should use recursion here? Is that clear? So I'll try to explore all possible paths for this particular problem. Is that clear? If everyone is clear, guys, please hit the like button. I'm waiting for 30 seconds more, and then I'll proceed further with the recursion part. Okay, and also you know that when we will apply recursion, so when we will be getting TLE, so we'll apply DP as well, right? and when we'll get dp, when we'll get again an error there, then also we'll apply something else, right? So let me show you what we can do here. See, basically what I can say is I will start from where? I will start from 0. So I will write a recursive function. Okay, I will be writing a recursive function in such a way that we will be starting. Okay, so I will write a recursive function, let's say return. Okay, let me increase the font size here. Okay, so what I will be doing is I'll be starting the recursion. Okay, and I'll start the recursion from which point? I'll start from 0. Initially, how many steps I have? So I will say that initially the number of steps that I'm having is n, right? Is that clear to everyone? Now after this, what we will do is we'll simply say that we will have this function that, let's say, I have this int recursive function here with us. So I'll say that int recursion is there, and obviously I'll say that, okay, currently the point that I'm at is nothing but the current point that I'm passing. Okay, and I'll pass the int value, that is the number of steps remaining, right? So what I will do is, when is the base case? Like, see, if I am using my steps, right? If I am exhausting, if I am taking one step every time, right? So what is the base case? The base case is when I will have no steps remaining, correct? Is that clear? The base case is that I will be having no steps remaining. Is that clear? That, like, I will take one step one by one, I'll keep on taking steps, right? And the base case is that when the number of steps becomes 0, okay, after, like, let's say I have n number of steps. Let's say if I have 4 steps, then I'll have 3 steps, 2 steps, 1 step, 0 step. So if I have no step remaining, okay, so if let's say if I have exhausted all my steps, so where should I stand finally? Can you tell me? If I've exhausted all my steps, so finally where should I be standing? Finally I should be standing at current is equal to 0. Is that clear or not? Are you getting my point? If I have, let's say, if I am moving one by one, right, so the steps will be decreasing one by one, and once I have exhausted all the steps, and after exhausting all the steps, if I'm standing at the starting point only, right, so if after exploring the ways, right, if the number of steps have been exhausted that were given to me, and I am standing at the beginning only, so I'm standing at 0, right, because that will be my final destination. If the current is standing at the 0 only, after there are no steps remaining, in that case I will say that, okay, it is one possible way. Is that clear? Please give me a +1, guys. Is this point clear to everyone? This is very important for all of us. Is it clear? Please write clear in the chat, guys. Point clear to everyone? This is very important for all of us. Right, so basically what we are doing is we are saying that we will be moving one by one throughout the steps, right? And whenever we have exhausted all the steps in this recursive call, then we should be standing at 0 only, right? Let's say we had 2 steps, so after 2 steps, if we are after 2 steps, when the number of steps have been exhausted, all of the steps, and I'm standing at 0, then I will say that, okay, that is one possible way. Otherwise what I will say is, otherwise I'll simply say that I'll return 0. That this means that it is not a possible way. Is that clear to everyone? Right? Is that clear to everyone? Now what I will do is I will calculate the current answer. Okay, I'll calculate the current answer. So I'll say that, okay, int answer will be there. Okay, int answer will initially be marked to 0. So this will calculate all the possible ways for this particular recursive state. So what I will do is I'll, like, how many, like, see how many I have 4 points, right? Please write 4 in the chat. Do you agree with me that total number of points I have is 4, right? So let's say if I am at a certain point, right? Let's say if I have a certain point P, okay, let's say this point is 1. Okay, so from there I can go to 3 different points. Is that clear? I have total points as 4. So if I'm at a particular point, so except this point, I can go to all the other points. Are you getting my point, guys? Yes or no? Let's say if there are total 4 points. So I will draw this again for all of you. Just give me a second. Yeah, so basically understand this thing. So let's understand with this example, right? So let's say if I'm at 0, okay, so if let's say my current point is 0, then I can run a loop. Okay, from 0 to 4 I can run a loop, and except if the current except for the current point wherever I'm standing, except for that, I can run for all the other points. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, see out clear, somebody is writing. Okay, this part is clear, right? So what we can do here is we can say that, okay, j starts from 0. Okay, j is lesser than 4, then I will do a j plus plus here, right? And what we will do is, if it happens that the current point, okay, except the current point, I can go to all the other points. Is that clear to Rag, Yadav, and Rishit, everyone? Except the current point, I can explore all the other points. So when the current is not equal to j, okay, in that case I can call the recursion. Okay, I can call the recursion, and I can pass the point as j, and I'll reduce the steps. So I'll say that, okay, steps minus minus. Is that clear to everyone? So step will decrease by 1, basically. Is that clear? In the next iteration, the step will decrease by 1. Does that make sense for everyone? And since we are adding, so we'll say that answer is equal to answer plus this thing, answer plus this recursive call. And I think I also have to take the modulo, so I'll take the mod here. I'll declare the mod part. Just give me a second. So what I will do is I'll declare mod here. So let's say int mod is equal to 1e9 plus 7, because I have to take the modulo here as well. Is this point clear? That except like if I'm at a particular current point, so from there I can explore four possibilities. But except when the current is j, except that I can call for all the other positions. Is that clear? Let's say if currently I like see the total points are 0 1 2 3 4 sorry 0 1 to 3. These are total 4 points. So let's say currently if I am at the point 2, okay, if I am currently at the point 2, then from 2 I can call for 0, okay, I can call for 1, okay, I can go to 0 from there by taking one step, or I can go from 2, I can go to 1 by taking one step, or I can go to 3 by taking one step, right? So I will run a loop from 0 1 to 3, okay, and except when so I will run a loop, and let's say the j value that is there, if it is 2, so except this point I can go to all other points. So that is what we are doing. Like I will run a loop from 0 to 3, basically less than equal to 3, and whenever the current is not equal to j, so except the point where I'm standing, except that I can call for all the other points, right? So that is what we will add. Is that clear to everyone? And then we will simply return this answer. Is that clear, guys? Please tell me. Is this part clear to all of us? Everyone is clear with this particular part? Please tell me, guys. So the number of steps will reduce by 1, and I'll just pass j. Is that clear? If you are clear till this point, so please hit the like button and tell me if you're clear or not. Okay. Okay, I think everyone is clear till now. Great. So please hit the like button, guys. I'm just waiting for 30 seconds more, because this is the main observation, right? This is the main observation, because if you know this, then you know what we have to do. Now we will try to compile it. Okay. Let's see if it works on the samples or not, and then we will try to submit it also. Okay, it works on the samples. What will happen when I'll submit it? Please write TLE in the chat. I hope that this will give us a time limit exceeded. Okay, so please write TLEOP in the chat, guys. It will give you a TLE because we are using recursion. So that is why there will be a lot of states that are already calculated, right? So please write TLE in the chat. It will give us a TLE. Now to overcome this TLE, what will I do? Now to overcome this TLE, we will do nothing but we will be using this particular concept of memoization, right? Memoization. So I will declare what? I will declare a 2D DP, because see, there are two states that are changing. If I will talk about this recursive call, okay, so I'm having what? I'm having int the current index, okay, as well as I'm having the int steps things with me, right? So basically, if I'll observe, so this current is also changing every time, and the steps is also changing every time, right? So what I can say is that I'll store the DP for the current and the steps. Is that clear? Please write 2D in the chat. So I can declare a 2D DP. And basically, what I can say is that this is the current guy, and this is the number of steps that I have taken, right? So I'll declare a 2D DP for that, right? So what will be the number of steps? The number of steps can maximum go till n, okay, and the current can go from 0 to 4, 0 to 3. So basically there will be 4 total points, right? So I'll declare it 4 cross n kind of DP. Is that clear to everyone? Does that make sense for everyone? So what we will do here is I will declare a 2D DP here. So I'll say that, okay, vector of int, okay, vector of vector int, let's say. So I'll write vector of vector int, and let's name it as DP. And what I will do here is I'll pass, let's say, n plus 1 here first of all. So this is the first dimension. Then I'll say that, okay, vector of int, and what will be this point? This point will be nothing but 4 comma minus 1, right? So initially I'll mark all the states as minus 1. Is that clear to everyone? And I'll pass the DP state here as well. So I'll pass the DP variable here. I'll pass the DP variable in this recursion also, okay, and I'll pass the DP here also. So I'll say that, okay, vector of vector in let's say this particular thing, what should I say, ampersand DP. Now what I will do is I'll simply say that, okay, if this particular DP of the number of steps that I have taken, right, STEPS, and the current, okay, if it is already calculated, right, so if it is not, I should write it as if it is not equal to minus 1, okay, if it is already calculated, then what will I do, guys? I'll directly return this state of DP of the number of steps that I have taken, STEPS, okay, and the current part, okay, that is what I will do. Okay, if it is already calculated, if it is not equal to minus 1, so I'll directly return it. Otherwise what I'll do is I'll calculate it, store it. So I'll say that, okay, steps and the current is equal to this, and then I will return this particular thing. So what I will do is I'll return this particular DP of steps and this thing, correct? Okay, that is what I will be doing. Is that clear to everyone, guys? This much part is clear to all of you? Let's try and compile it. Is it clear till now, guys? Please give me a plus one as an acknowledgement. Can we do like that? 2DTP, yes. Can we do like that? Yeah, we can do it like that, but still it will give us an error. Okay. So what will happen is, let's try and submit this problem. If you are clear till now, you can hit the like button, guys. I think that you are clear till now. Okay. So can you see that still I'm getting an error? Okay. Even after, if you will see here, very much clearly, right? So even after applying the DP thing, okay, even after applying the DP concept here in this particular problem, still we are getting a error. Please write error in the chat. Okay, please write error in the chat. Is that clear? That even after applying the DP here, what I'm getting is I'm getting a segmentation error. Okay, I'm getting some runtime error. So now what has happened with us is, now we are getting some kind of a memory limit exceeded error. Okay, you can assume that since we are getting a runtime error even after applying TLE, so we have another concept, that is memory limit exceeded. Okay, so basically, since we are using recursion and we are using DP as well, so there are a lot of recursive calls. Okay, there are a lot of recursive calls and we are memoizing them as well. So that is why the memory limit exceeded for this problem is not sufficient. So please write MLE in the chat, MLEOP in the chat. So this is the very first time that I am looking at the MLE error on GFG, right? So basically now we are getting MLE. Is that clear? Please write MLE in the chat, and guys, hit the like button if you have understood till now. Okay, because now only one part is left, that we have to, how we overcome MLE error. I have to just tell you this thing. Okay, please write MLEOP in the chat, and then and hit the like button, guys. Please hit the like button. I'm still waiting for all of you, and then we will proceed further. Okay, I hope that this much point is clear to everyone. Right, so this much point is clear now. Same first time seen. Yeah, this is for the first time. So basically what you need to do is, now you're getting MLE, right? So see, what is the sequence, if you will understand in DP. So what happens, see, when you apply normally recursion, when you have to apply all possible ways, when you see that, okay, you have to apply all possible ways, right? When you have to apply all possible ways, then in that case, what concept you use recursion concept, right? The recursion concept comes to my mind. When I use recursion concept, then I get what, I get TLE. So in order to avoid TLE, what do we use? In order to avoid TLE, we use the memoization concept, right? Memoization concept, or you can say the DP concept, right? Normally, now when we get a memoization error, right, like when we are applying this concept and we are getting a memory limit exceeded, okay, so what we can do is, we can, like, see, memoization is what? Memoization is kind of top down. Okay, it is what? It is a top down approach, right? So what we can do is, when we are getting memory limit exceeded because of recursion, because of the recursive call, okay, because the stack space, because of the memory, because of the stack memory, because of the memory getting filled up, we are getting this error. So what we can do is, we can use the tabulation approach. Okay, we can use the tabulation approach of DP. Okay, we can use the tabulation DP approach. Okay, so we can use the bottom up. Is that clear to everyone? Bottom up approach. Is that clear? Please write +1 in the chat. Please write tab in the chat. For getting current, we need previous. Yes, for current we need previous. Correct. For getting current, we need previous. So I'll show you the code for that. Okay. So what we need to do is, we need to use the tabulation technique for this. Okay, and then we will be able to get it as accepted. Is that clear? Please write +1, or please write tab OP in the chat. Okay. You can give me a +1 in the chat as well, and please hit the like button if you have understood till now. Right. So please hit the like button, guys. Have you understood? Like, what we will do is, first of all, I applied the concept of all possible ways. So when I apply all possible ways, so I know that I should be using recursion. When I use recursion, so I'll get a TLE. When I get a TLE, so I'll do memoization. That is top down approach. When I'll use memoization, top down approach, then I'll get a memory limit exceeded. And in order to tackle it, I'll use tabulation. That is nothing but calculating in the reverse order, bottom up approach, and then I'll get it as accepted. Is it clear? Guys, please hit the like button if you're clear till now. I can see a lot of people are watching us. So please hit the like button, and then I'll move forward. If you are clear till now, so please hit the like button. Also, one more thing, if I will just show you. So this particular problem was asked in OYO rooms, right? So you can write OYO OP in the chat as well. You must be knowing why the problem setters have added this particular company at this point of time in the month, right? So can we proceed further? Right. So please hit the like button if you have understood till now. Okay, so you must be hiring currently a lot. Now I will just show you my code. Okay, just give me a second. Now I will show you this particular code. If I will write it, so it will take some time. So instead of that, we can have a look at the code. Please write +1 if you have understood till now, right? Okay. So basically, have you understood till now, guys? I hope that everyone has understood till now. Okay, great. So what I will be doing is now I will be using the tabulation. Okay. So now we will be calculating it in the tabulation format, right? So we will be using the tabulation DP concept. So it is also very easy as Mike suggested. So see what we will be doing is we'll again like here we will be having no recursive calls. Okay. Hi Abhinav Avasti. So all of you can write Abhinav OP in the chat. Okay. So all of you can write Abhinav OP in the chat, or you can give me +1 as an acknowledgement that he's there. Okay, or you can write LIOP in the chat, LinkedIn OP. Okay, now let's move to the tabulation part for this problem. Abhinav sir OP in the chat, and then I'll proceed further. Okay. See, you have to understand one thing, right? Abhinav is our junior. Okay, so we are getting old. Okay, at some point of time, Abhinav will be taking forward this legacy. Okay, like we are like after we get old, so Abhinav will be taking forward the legacy for GFG practice and everything, right? So you have to understand. Okay, so you can give us a +1 for that. In future, Abhinav will be taking forward the legacy and everything, and he will, and you can ask him whenever he will bring a new series for you. Okay. Now see, what we will be doing here is we'll be having a 2D DP. Okay, we'll be having a 2D DP. Now, what I will do is I will have a n cross m like n cross 4 DP state, right? So basically, initially you will initially to reach 0, 0, we will mark the number of steps as 1. Okay. So Abhinav OP, great. So please hit the like button also. That is also pretty important. Now see, what I will be doing here is I'll say that okay, initially the state will be 1, right? Initially I'll mark this particular value as 1, and initially I'll mark the previous row sum. Okay, the calculation for the previous row will be nothing but 1. Okay, so it is nothing but tabulation only. I hope that you know this concept, right? Now what I will be doing is I'll be starting from 1, okay, from the very first step till the last step, right? Please write 1 to n in the chat. Okay, please write 1 n in the chat. So I'll be starting from the very first step. Okay, I'll be calculating for the very first step till the last step, right? Is that clear to everyone? This particular point is clear to everyone? Okay, you have pasted your code in the chat. I am not able to see it, Naikaj. Okay, is that clear? So I'll do what? I'll run again. So basically from 1 till n, we'll be running a loop. Is that clear, guys? Please tell me. Basically from step 1 till the last step, I'm running a loop which is indicated by this value n. Okay, so this point is clear. Now like this is the previous sum, so this is the previous result till now. Okay, previous result initially will be 1 and dp of 0, 0 will be 1. So we are doing what? We are calculating from the bottom up, right? We are calculating indirectly from the bottom up approach, right? So what I'll do is initially we'll mark the current sum as 0. Okay, and then we will be running for the 4 directions. Okay, so basically j start from 0, j is lesser than 4 as we were doing earlier, right? So whatever result for the current state n comma j, right? So current state will be what? Current state will be dp of n comma j, right? So for dp of n comma j, what I will basically be doing is, first of all, I'll remove like some of the results that is calculated previously. I have to remove it. Is that clear? So what we will basically do here is like whatever the previous row result is, I have to subtract it from this particular dp state. Is that clear? Right. So because basically you are going in another direction now. You are going from uh, top down to bottom up. So that is why whatever previous result was there, you have to first of all subtract. So you have to subtract previous row sum from the dp part. Okay, and then you will calculate your current row sum. Okay, so current row sum will be what? Current row sum will be nothing but the current result so far plus the dp of nj, the current state. And then you will say that okay, the current result will in future, the current row result will become the previous result, and in the end you will return the dp of what? Dp of n0. Now what does this mean when I say that you not able to see? I think that you cannot paste links in the chat. That is what my point of view is, but I'm not sure about it, right? So see, basically what I'll be doing here is you will have this dp of n comma 0, right? So basically what does this indicate? Dp of n comma 0, in the end it indicates that okay, after taking n steps and after taking all the n steps, what is the total number of ways to reach 0? Okay, this is after taking total n steps. Okay, this tells us that okay, after taking total n steps, what is the total number of ways to reach 0? Okay, to reach back 0. Is that clear? If we start from 0 comma 0. So this much point is clear to everyone. I hope that you are clear. If you will get some practice, then obviously you will be better at the tabulation thing also. Is it clear to everyone? Just let me compile this code also. I hope that this code is clear to everyone till now, and the approach also. Let me try and paste it in the chat also. Yeah, I think now I am at least able to see your code, but it is not visible to the audience. Okay, it is visible on this platform, but not to the audience. Okay. So great. Fine. So basically, if I'll talk about the time complexity of my approach so far, so what is the time complexity? If you will observe, so the time complexity is nothing but what, n cross 4, okay, and the space, like order of n cross 4, and the space complexity is also what, order of n cross 4, right? Because we are having a 2D matrix for storing the results. Is that clear to everyone, guys? Till now, enjoyed this problem thoroughly. Basically, the basic thing was that you have to use recursion. When you get use recursion, so you get a TLE. When you get a TLE, then you will use what? When you use recursion, you get TLE. So you will use what? You will use the memoization concept. When you use memoization concept, then you get a memory limit exceeded. Then you will use what? Tabulation. So that is the thing. You can give me a +1 if you enjoyed this problem. Learn something new as well. Then you can write new in the chat. Yes or no, guys? Quickly let me know, because I'm just waiting for 30-40 seconds more. I don't want the length to be very long after the live is over. Otherwise, the engagement might decrease in future. So that is why. But I hope that this problem is clear to everyone. Okay, Rag Yadav is clear with it. If everyone is clear, please hit the like button, guys. Okay, please make sure to hit the like button if everyone is clear with the approach and everything. Okay, you can give me a +1 in the chat as well. If you have understood, so you can write understood as well. Okay, and make sure to subscribe this channel if you haven't already. Okay, guys. So I think everyone is clear and nobody is replying now, because after half an hour the reply gets lesser and lesser. Okay. So that was it for today's session, guys. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you in the next session. Till then, keep on solving the problem of the day every day. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Good night and take care, everyone. Thank you for joining this particular session. And all the best.